just talking about how impactful music is, and the reason we love movies so much is because of the soundtrack.
Well, that's what I did for a living. I recorded soundtracks before.
And music just goes right into here.
It does.
And I encourage everyone to go and check out Lee Harris's music.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's a vibrational frequency that is communicating energetically.
And that's where the healing is. Yes. Too. I mean, if you haven't read the book, just listen to his music.
And thank you for sharing that, because I was a huge movie buff as a teen, and it took me years to work out. I had all these soundtrack CDs in my house.
Yes.
Like, why do you have all these soundtracks? You know, I was the only person I knew doing it, and it took me years to go, part of movies for me is the music. So I'm very aligned with you guys there. And that's cool, Lee, to know that you used to record soundtracks.
That's what I did. So I guess I could end it now and say thank you, but there's one very profound question that everybody wants to know, and that is, are you going to grow your beard back?
Well, that's been I decided just to shave it off on Friday, because I thought, I'll just see what it looks like. I haven't seen it for a while, and I've had very differing opinions from my mom, from my husband, from my friends. The people are like, grow it back, don't grow it back. And I'm like, so I don't know what I'll do.
I know we're going to get letters that say, that wasn't really Lee Harris. I know what he looks like. You know, it's right.
I did think to myself, oh no, I did a photo shoot for the website because we didn't have any photos of me with the beard, and they've only been up for 3 months. I don't want to do all that again, so maybe I'll just have to grow it back for a while till I can be bothered to do all that again.
Oh dear. Thank you.
I just wanted to say I love what you've done with your hair.
Oh yes, I love what you've done with your hair and your beard. So
thank you.
Okay. And on that note, go ahead, Monica.
On that note, it has been so delightful having you share your energy, wisdom, and knowledge with us. I had so much information come in this short time with you. I'm sure everyone listening and tuning in to this has as well. So please make sure you go and check out leeharrisenergy.com. We are going to take a 10-minute break, and then we'll be back for the Circle of 12.
Welcome back, everyone. I love Lee Harris.
I know.
Just let's just say it. It's great to have these guests on. I'm in love, I think, with all of our guests every time we come back from break from anyone. But this was very, very special, and I'm so pleased that he said yes to be on our show because I know he's a very busy guy.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you hear the wisdom that he shares, it's universal. And I think that's when you resonate to that message, it has deep grains of truth.
It makes so much sense as well. And I love to hear it. I love to hear the things that I teach presented again in a more, I would say, upscale way, and meaning that it's a more contemporary, different words, a younger person. And he's the guy, as far as I'm concerned. I just, and his music. And I'm sorry we didn't really even get into that as much. And we just love music. And he's got some great stuff.
Yeah, I think you can go to leeharrismusic.com and that should take you to look at all of his music albums. So we probably need to move into the Circle of 12.
I think people want that.
Yeah, I want that. So as we prepare for the Circle of 12, many of you are joining for the very first time, while others have been doing the Circle of 12 experience for at least a year now. And whatever stage of the Circle of 12 experience you have had, I ask that you release all expectations. Enter into this experience as though this is the first time you are going into a new journey of discovery. Some of you may get visuals and visualizations. Others of you may not see anything visual. You may simply have a feeling. And whatever it is that you are experiencing, trust that it is happening exactly as you need it. Simply be present, observe, no judgment, let the experience unfold. And the best way we can allow that experience to unfold is to close our eyes, relax your body, and be in a position of being open to receive and have an allowance to connect with the beautiful energy of your magnificent soul.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon. Come a little closer. The Circle of 12 is a meditation that is guided in a way that might help you to understand more about you. I'd like to reference the channeling of earlier today in this program. We started describing how big truly the human being is on a spiritual scale. Not the human being in the skin that you say is you, but the one that is far, far grander, for every single human being has that soul. It leads you to start to ask some questions. One of the questions that I would hope you would ask is this: if I am really that big, what is it that would keep me from being able to simply talk to the cosmos? After all, I'm from there. Why is it that I feel so sequestered, or perhaps so small, or so unloved, some say? And these are the very questions that we ponder and work with you. For dear ones, perhaps it's time for you to understand, finally, the tools that have always been yours. Let's go back to the channeling for a moment of today. We spoke of the human being's multidimensionality. We spoke of the science that is starting to be yours that show that there are things in multidimensionality that are profoundly different than anything you experience today. There are some who say, well, we're moving into a new dimension. Actually, you are moving into all the dimensions. You have been four dimensions bound, I would say, for eons. The four dimensions, height, width, depth, time, that's been you. A multidimensional human being is one that starts to expand into the things that we are now speaking of. Starting to be aware of a consciousness that might be immense. If you are becoming multidimensional, and you are, do you understand that that allows you to have a communication that is beyond the veil? More than that. What if you started to understand that your consciousness can be entangled with the very DNA of your body? How many of you are aware that all humans have the potential for what I will call self-channeling? You've been taught that you go to the doctor, you get a prescription, you take a pill, or you go somewhere and you get advice, or you get the points that you need, or you have the lists that you need, and then you activate the lists and you do this and that, and then you wait. This is a linear attitude. It is a linear process. And it's all you've ever known. You grew up with this. This has been your reality. And now teachers are starting to give you information that says the very thing that is inside you and always has been, and you can call it whatever you want to. We'll say innate, higher self, any of these things that are part of your multidimensional selves. They've always been there. They're responsible for spontaneous remission in the magic that you've seen, that you desire, and you say, if I could only have that, or what can I do for it? Let's get another book. Let's get another process. Let's get another pill. It just sits there in front of you, looking at you, saying, well, why don't you try me? And it's you. Your face is looking at you in the mirror in a multidimensional way with a funny expression on its face and saying, are you ready yet? That is the truth. There is so much more to you than some of you have ever been told. What's your belief system? How many belief systems were featuring something that is perhaps not well accepted, that would say, did you know that you are God? Blasphemous, of course. That's what you've been taught it is. What if it were sparks of the truth? If your soul is part of the creative source, God made your soul not apart from God, but part of God. Your soul is part of the creative source of the universe. Therefore, you are a part of God. What about the namaste? What does that mean? Have you ever analyzed that? The God in me meets the God in you. The God in you meets the God in me. This has been the ancient greeting. Did you ever think about what that meant? What God are they talking about? Are they talking about some human God in some skin in a faraway land? No, they're talking about the creative God, the one that you know as God. If you even want to use the word God, Spirit. You have always been part of the cosmos. Always. We've told you that the soul is eternal. There are so many belief systems on the planet that would negate even the idea of that. They say, well, you have a soul, but you got it when you were born, and then it goes from there. Instead of, perhaps it was always there. And if it were, what has it been doing since it was created? And then we said, well, it never was created any more than God was created, so it's always been there. Did it just simply arrive for your birth? Or perhaps there's a grander plan. What if you have been here with this soul many times on this planet, and maybe even other planets, maybe even other universes, if you've always had a soul, dear ones? You are immense. So how does that apply to right now, you might say? How does that apply to my life, Kryon, right now as I sit here in troubled times? And I will tell you, if you will start understanding that there is a evolution going on in your consciousness, if you will acknowledge, perhaps, just perhaps, that applies to you. Or you sit there and go, it applies to me. And you start affirming to your own selves, I am feeling my multidimensionality, and therefore, I am starting to see what I can do. Are you truly entangled with your cellular structure? That means that your consciousness is not apart from your body. Your whole culture has always told you that you have no effect on your body. You sit there and simply watch it do whatever it does. You know I'm right. You're told almost from birth, something hurts, you look at it and go, I don't know why. You're like a part of it. You've got to go someplace and get a pill or whatever to correct it. Not saying I hurt, but it hurts. My hand hurts instead of I hurt. You are every cell in your body in a multidimensional way. Every one. You are the dirt of the earth. Did you know that? You're so big. Your soul is encompassing all things that are. You are part of this planet and the sentience of it. So is it too much to ask that you would cross a bridge with me into an unknown area that simply starts to let you see it? That's what the circle of 12 is.